singles match with a 20-minute time limit, and it will be decided by one fall. One fall. Your referee for this contest will be Jay Soltis.
All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, as we await the hopefully inevitable ring entrance of Ricky Love, my God, the man takes a long time. Mick Karsh along with Ken Resnick from a jam-packed Bloomington Event Center. Ken, landmark day for SDW.
It really, really is, and the crowd has certainly more than turned out. And like you say, thinking back to WrestleMania at the Pontiac Silverdome, when the ring entrance was about a mile long, it was quicker than his.
I told this guy where I was from. He said, "Oh, Canada." Kind of laughed it off.
Well, there you see him, ladies and gentlemen, the ominous presence, 300-some pounds of the Canadian Crusher to do battle with Ricky Love. And what's very interesting about this, Ken, Ricky Love, an on-again, off-again member of the Temple of Terror. The Canadian Crusher, on the other hand, was a charter member, and the Golden Idol systematically booted him from the temple.
You know, one thing that's becoming more and more apparent in Steel Domain Wrestling is the number of ties to the Golden Idol and the alliances, most of which do not end well.
They never do. They never do. The guy he's the king of the swerves. I'll tell you that, the Golden Idol. Nothing has changed. I've known this man for 30-plus years. 30 years of agony.
Introducing first, standing to my left, he hails from Iowa City, Iowa. Weighing in at 235 pounds, the Tangerine Dream, Ricky Love. From Winnipeg, Manitoba, weighing in today at 325 pounds. He is your Canadian Crusher. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ LaRock.
One of the best big men, free agents in professional wrestling as far as I'm concerned, AJ LaRock. I have referred to him, Ken, as the modern-day Jerry Blackwell, and you and I know what a compliment that is.
And it really is. To this day, I've never seen anyone move like Jerry Blackwell did with his size. And speaking of size, Ricky Love is as sneaky as they come. After all, he was a member of the Temple of Terror for a while, but I don't know if he's got enough to overcome this weight differential and the strength he's giving away to the Canadian Crusher.
Canadian Crusher A.J. LaRock is nothing if he's not one of the most powerful men on the independent wrestling scene. You made a very astute point about Ricky Love, though. This guy is full of chicanery. He's very savvy in that ring. And, of course, he's had the Golden Idol whispering in his ear for the past several months, so you know anything is possible with Ricky Love.
You know, Mick, you're closer to Steel Domain Wrestling than I am. Do you have any insight? Is Ricky Love a member of the Temple? Is he not a member? Is he on the outs with the Golden Idol? We really don't know.
He's not on the outs with the Golden Idol. Here's the problem with the Idol. He manipulates his men in the Temple like they're puppets, like they're marionettes. One day he pushes one guy to the forefront. The next week it's somebody else. You never know if you're demoted or promoted. He's got that Jim Jones, Guyana kind of mystical hold on the guys he brings into the Temple.
I think a lot of people would wish for the Golden Idol the same ending that Jim Jones came to.
Well, give me the Kool-Aid. I'll pour him a glass. Tell you that right now.
You know, something, Mick, we don't see, and you have to wonder what exactly is going on. When was the last time you saw Ricky Love with a clean break?
Well, there is something going on. There's no question about it. Now, if he's going to try to match strength with the Canadian Crusher, I think that's probably not a great blueprint for success in this one. Wait a minute. It looked like he grabbed him by the beard, by the look at Love. Look at him. Look at Ricky Love. Hit and run.
I give Ricky some credit. He was smart enough on that, if you will, test his strength to try and get lower than the Canadian Crusher, because really that's the only chance he's got.
Again, the Canadian Crusher, his story is nothing short of a miracle. A couple of years ago, he was involved in a horrible head-on collision in Winnipeg, Canada. Went right through the windshield, was out of professional wrestling for almost 2 years. Doctors said he would never walk again, let alone wrestle, and here he is tonight.
Well, if anything, that certainly is a testament to his will, his strength, his inner strength. And there you see Ricky Love is reminded of his size differential.
He's not, you're not going to move the man. I mean, oh, what a shot. Oh, no. Caved in the chest of Ricky Love right at the outset here, much to the delight of the fans. Oh, wait a minute, watch it. Oh, look at LaRock. Watch this now. What a maneuver. Nice arm drag takedown by the Canadian Crusher. And again, that's a 325-pounder, Tim.
And he moves more like a 225-pounder.
Yeah, he does. Look at this now. Wait a, oh, no! Oh, my God! He hit the ceiling.
He absolutely, on that back body drop, he absolutely put Ricky Love into the ceiling. When have you ever seen that move?
Ricky Love almost became a human pinata here at the Bloomington Event Center. Nobody there. Oh, that elbow shot from the big man, the Canadian Crusher. A missile drop kick by a 300-plus pound man. Are you kidding me?
The size and strength of the Canadian Crusher and the way he moves, Ricky Love was smart, bailing out. It'll be interesting to see if he's willing to get back in. I don't like his chances against this behemoth who moves like a cat.
Oh. Love, very smart that time, got out of Dodge, took the stagecoach, he's out of here. He saw that mountain of a man, that walking hemisphere, the Canadian Crusher bouncing off the ropes as if to launch himself onto the ringside floor. And wait a minute, Crusher's had enough of this, enough of the waiting game. Love finally gets into the ring. Now watch this. Oh, no, nobody there. Nobody there. He telegraphed it. Crusher able to roll out of the way.
You know, one of the interesting things that you and I had talked about previously in the match, with the rust and the layoff and what he's gone through. Look at the strength of Ricky Love. Oh.
Wow. Give Dr. Love, the Tangerine Dream, some credit there, picking up that massive individual known as the Canadian Crusher with that slingshot off that top ring rope.
He certainly used his momentum wisely. Now Ricky Love is smart, not wasting any time. The elbow drop going right after him.
He better not waste any time. If you give Canadian Crusher half a heartbeat, you're going to pay for it in spades. Love wants a faster count from referee Jay Soltis, the senior official in all the state of Minnesota, as far as I'm concerned, as far as pro wrestling referees.
You know, it's interesting watching the Canadian Crusher. I'm wondering if he is beginning to get a little winded, you know, carrying that girth around, and he is not coming out of that corner.
Oh, God, he's trying to fight back. Fighting back from the deck, and you get hit with a forearm shot from the Canadian Crusher. Might as well be an oak tree. All the way across the ring, hard into the buckle. Love with enough momentum to propel the big man into the corner.
Very smart, used it. Ricky used his strength, dropped to the mat, got all of his weight behind it, and even then could barely move him.
You know, and we don't mean, and I know you agree with this, we're not denigrating the skills of Ricky Love at all. This kid is a very talented young lion in this business. His attitude has changed 180 degrees since he aligned himself with the Golden Goose.
Oh, absolutely, but the fact is when you're giving away the strength that he is to the Canadian Crusher and the weight, that's a very tough mountain to climb.
You bet it is. I don't know that I would telegraph that double sledge when you have a physical beast in front of you. Oh, now he's going for the eyes. Now he's pulling out all the stops. Love is definitely frustrated. Takes him down. Nice toe hold. Nice maneuver. He's got the big man on the mat. And, you know, the old expression, Ken, when they're on the mat, they're all the same size.
Exactly, and you can tell the Canadian Crusher is wearing down. I mean, for his size, it takes a lot to keep moving. Plus, he's been out of action for a while. This could be Love. Yeah, he may be able to outdo him just from a stamina standpoint.
I promise you, the Golden Idol has a bonus in store for Ricky Love if he takes out A.J. LaRock, the Canadian Crusher, tonight. No love lost between Idol and Crusher, I guarantee you.
There's no secret.
Oh, big drop kick. Love with a drop kick of his own. Very agile, very athletic, Ricky Love.
But I've got to get back to kind of two. Seriously, the Golden Idol is going to give out bonuses?
He'll promise a bonus, you know, if nothing else. Maybe he'll put an extra $5 in his paycheck.
In his own paycheck.
Yeah.
Congratulate himself.
Look at this now. On the trapezius, I don't care how big you are, you can be 300 pounds or 100 pounds. Somebody starts pinching on those nerves in the neck, and you're going to feel it.
I'll tell you, you've got to give Ricky Love a lot of credit. He is wrestling a very smart match.
No doubt about it. And you know something, if you can take away any portion of the arsenal of the Canadian Crusher, if you can debilitate him in any way, it's a very, very smart strategy.
And I don't know if the Canadian Crusher, he's got to somehow work back to his get up, and he's able to.
Oh, those are ham hocks. But Love, with a shot of his own, that knee to the solar plexus. Watch the big man. No! Oh, geez. Love missed that by a country mile. Oh, now, a jab, a series of jabs here. Look at the Canadian Crusher. Oh! Elbow to the top of the head, little Dusty Rose.
Dusty Rose, little bushwhacker.
Oh, my God. Look at the Canadian Crusher now. He's on fire.
He has certainly caught his second win, and I think he feels.
Oh, God.
Look at that.
Oh, no, watch this. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Oh, watch it. Oh, God. Oh. He flattened him. Ken, the man's going to need a spatula.
We had talked about being impressed with the way the Canadian Crusher moved before, but that was just nothing short of amazing.
Count of 1 and 2. Oh, foot on the ropes. You notice that even when the Canadian Crusher is getting in position for maneuver, he's doing a forward roll. The guy is perpetual motion in that ring.
And Ricky Love, you can tell his time spent in the Temple of Terror. They're very used to getting feet on the ropes.
Imagine that, yeah. How about that? More than a coincidence. Although you got to give him credit, great ring awareness on the part of, oh, that knife edge chop right across the sternum, lighten up the Tangerine Dream.
That's the one thing Ricky Love does have on the Crusher, and that's in-ring experience. He's a very crafty veteran.
Clothesline over the top onto the floor.
Which didn't help him in that particular instance.
I'm thinking that Ricky Love is looking for 35W South. He wants to head back to Iowa as soon as possible. Oh, my God! Oh, no! Oh, no!
this crowd.
Oh, they are loving what they're seeing out of the Canadian Crusher. The man is amazing.
I don't know that I have ever seen a recipient of that guided missile fly as far as Ricky Love did.
Oh, that was nuclear right there.
And again, we talk about the ring presence of Ricky Love, smart enough to get out of the way.
Watch this now. There's no way.
No.
No way. Ain't gonna happen. Go to the midsection. Watch Crusher. Watch him now. Canadian Crusher. Oh, that's gotta do it. That has got to do it. That's it. Forget it. AJ LaRock, so impressive on so many levels. A man his size, Ken, to get into the ring and do what he did, launching himself like a missile, taking out a very game but an outgunned Ricky Love.
Yeah, we laugh it off, that don't really bother me. But we ain't serious unless we really gotta be.